Welcome to Yin Yang Yoga. Please support this channel by clicking the link below for a donation. Hello, welcome to our short form Yin Yang Yoga session today. We're actually going to be doing the active, the Yang first, and then naturally cool down and calm down with the Yin at the end. With a very brief meditation. In the short forms, I usually do a meditation at the end. You're welcome to do an extra Shavasana after the video. However, having said that, let's go ahead and begin with a little spine warm-up. Start on the hands and knees and establish some deep breaths. Use the deep breath to move really smooth as you roll the back. You can go at a slow, medium, or swift pace once you warm up. I'll be demonstrating my typical steady flow. Remember, your pace is always up to you. And mainly you want to have the breath be smooth and the flow be smooth as well. And eventually you might have so much endurance of your breath that even a slow movement might not be as long as your breath, which is perfectly fine. We talk about in yoga matching the breath and the movement, but there's multiple ways to do that. You can match the timing of the breath and movement, but you can also match how smooth the movement is with how smooth the breath is, and that's ideal. Let's go ahead and take a downward dog. Head down, hips high. Deep breath. And then kneel down. And then lift the knees for a levitated cat. Push through the hands and feet strong to feel the core. From here, we're going to put the knees down and then lower all the way, 8-limbed bow. And then inhale, easy cobra. Lower, then take half locust just with the torso. Arms back. And release. And then basic locust, legs and chest lift. And exhale, release. Use cobra with the arms, but just a little bit. Exhale, lower. Take neutral spine lift or up dog with the hands lower. Lift the thighs. Use the core, down dog. Right foot steps up. Use slow motion, core controlled movement. Crescent lunge on the right leg. You can hold the thigh if you need balance. Otherwise, the arms lift. And you're breathing. The knees forward or slightly open. The slight inward tendency, which a lot of people do, is a little hard on the inner knee, and it doesn't strengthen the outer glute as much. Drooping the back knee is fine, but you can get more strength and flexibility by lengthening the leg, so long as that doesn't pinch the tailbone. Do that and go deep with it. Very good. We're going to switch sides. Pass through down dog. Do a slow motion. Use the abs, use the core. Left foot up. Crescent lunge. Again, you can hold the thigh. You can droop the knee. That makes it a little easier. Otherwise, the back leg's very toned. The arms are long and engaged. The abs are in. The tailbone's down. Knees forward or slightly open. Feel the strength of that glute. And enjoy. Very good. Switch to a plank. Then knees down, elbows down. Dolphin pose. Make sure the elbows aren't too wide. You should be able to touch the outer tricep. Step in as you push up and lift the hips high. Lift out of the shoulders. 3 breaths here. And the knees down, hands down, tucking the toes. Lift the knees just a little bit. Levitated cat again. And then knees down, elbows down, legs way back. Drop the hips, elbow plank. Very good. Knees down, hands down. Downward dog. Take a light step using the abs to the midline with the right foot. Warrior 2. So the foot's in the middle of the mat, like crescent, you're as wide as the hips. And you keep the knee open, breathing steady. Good, and come down to a runner's lunge. Move the right foot a little bit wide to the right. Lift, either hold the thigh or insert the arms up. And then hands down, back heel down. Now it's a warrior 1. Hold the thigh if you need, otherwise arms up. And do a flow where you touch either the thigh or the heel and draw into the abs and come up. And come back. Downward dog. Light step. Warrior 2, left side. Steady breathing. You're very strong in the pose. You're open with the knee, which means you're open in the hips. They're level, which stretches the back hip more. Building some heat in the body. That helps with the stretching as well. And we'll come on down to a nice runner's lunge. Adjust the width. You don't want to be too wide, but if you're kind of sandwiched to the midline with both feet, you want them to be about as wide as the hips really. And you can come up and hold the thigh or insert the arms up. And then hands down, warrior 1. And again, you can hold the thigh like we did in crescent, otherwise arms up. The lifting of the arms tones the back more, which is cool. And then either hold the thigh or touch near the heels and draw into the core, come up. Downward dog. Right leg up, 3-legged dog. And we're going to set the foot down and do that on the other leg. Left leg up, 3-legged dog. Good. Come on down. Plank. Walk the feet back a little bit so you're very long. And then release. Inhale. Cobra. Bend the elbows a little bit. Come down. Tuck the chin. Roll to cobra. Come down. Bring the hands back alongside the ribs. Up dog, and we're going to hold for 3 breaths. You always can hold longer or less. Down dog. Back to plank. Knees down, elbow plank. And we're about to transition to the yin sequence. So from the elbow plank, lower and soften, maybe widen the arms slightly, shoulder width or slightly wider is good. And we'll hold our Sphinx. If we can in the yin poses, don't move and be as still as possible, but it's not a horrible thing if you need to, say for instance, tuck your chin, stretch out your neck. Little mindful adjustments and stretching are welcome. Just try not to fidget or do unnecessary actions. And you work on creating stillness within and without. And we'll be a couple minutes here. The extra time in this pose really helps to thaw out tight fascial tissue, stiff muscles and joints that can get locked into unfortunate habits due to bad posture. So enjoy bettering yourself, breathing, and we'll take some silence. And go ahead and release. Use the core and lift. Switch to downward dog. Lower the knees gently to the ground. Then take them as wide as the mat and take a very wide child. We'll take a minute or two here, resting the head, letting the arms just be like noodles. If the head doesn't come to the ground naturally, you can use a pillow under it or fold your arms under it. Soften into it, let the hips and the back just ease gradually deeper into the stretch as you let go in the mind. Next pose we'll take is diamond pose. So we'll lift up gently. Bring the legs in front. Bring the feet together, but have the feet back. So it's not like butterfly. It is in the sense where the feet are together, but it's a very long pose, as you can see. Keep my feet as far forward as they can, still stay together. And then I take my stretch from there. So if you just go down a little bit, that's perfectly fine. If the knees hurt, you can adjust as needed. And eventually you can go down deeper. By having the feet more forward, you'll stretch deeper into the low back and the upper hamstrings. If the knees hurt, it may be better to have the feet closer in. That's perfectly fine. You just might feel a little more stretch, similar to a butterfly. But mainly we're focusing on just spending time here and letting the time and the breath and the silence complete the process. Very good. Go ahead and release from that stretch. Have the legs out from underneath. Sitting bones back. We can go ahead and roll the right femur a little bit. Keep sitting nice and tall. Roll the left femur a little bit. And next we're going to do a Paschimottanasana. So arms up, stretch, and then let go. Back of the head releases, relaxing the shoulders. Deep breath. Release the forward bend. Switch to sitting cross-legged. And let's just spend about a minute here sitting quietly. Tall spine, maybe sit on some cushions if you need. Relax the arms. It can help to calm the mind by connecting the index and the thumb. We're just going to close the eyes and take 5 to 7 soft breaths. About a minute of quiet time. We'll come back to the body and we'll conclude today's practice. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.